Right, guys, here's another situation. I've just moved from that Ernie's slipway, or the old ferry, and I've moved here into this little bay here, and going and moving along. I could obviously see what was on the chart. It's not a very exciting area. There's one little rock over there. There's always a fish on it. I caught it. It was a little fish, nothing too exciting. So I made my way over here. Now I knew there was some timber here, and I can see it. I can see it on my old chart, but guys, somebody's pulled it over. It was obviously sticking out the water, and somebody's pulled it over and flattened it. Now this is where the 360 does come in this type of case. If you look very, very carefully on that 360, I've got it at a 50-foot range. If you look at about the 1 o'clock, 1:30 position, can you see that shape lying on the floor? That's an old tree that's been pulled over onto its side. If you look at my chart, in that position, just to the left, top left, that's when it was still standing up. It's been pulled over. Okay. Is it very clear? No. You've got to be wide awake. My charts took me to that area where I knew there's something going on. The 360 gave me a live situation. What has happened since the map was created. Is that valuable for us? It is. It is for me. I just can't wait for Lawrence's live view. I'm going to bang that live view on my live. Okay, I've got a carbon 16 here at the moment, but my live 16 should be here by Friday. This show will be showing on Tuesday, so it will be the weekend before, Friday before. But I'm going to have a cast to this, and I want to have a look if there's any fish sitting on that tree before we go and sit on top of it and scan directly on top of it. Let's have a look. Guys, as you can see, the boat has moved. It's now basically dead ahead. Nearly caught my canopy. With that range being 50 feet, you can see that old bit of timber lying there. It's probably about 30 feet, a little bit longer than the boat. So I've cast probably twice as far as I should have. You can actually see it quite nicely now. Guys, I believe, give credit where credit is due. I just came over it. I felt it. Just because a brand is different, or you got some history, you can't disregard it. It's a pity, eh? I came perfectly over it. I've got a very light Power Pro braid on here. It's a very sensitive little setup, this. And nothing took. I'm going to have another cast at it. It definitely warrants it. I mean, it's about 30 feet now. It's sort of moved around to that 11 o'clock position. You can line it up with my map. You can see on the map, it's sort of 10. They pulled it straight over and left it right there. What worries me sometimes is when they pull a thing over and then drag it for a while. Yes, oaks that do that. You won't believe it. I've even heard stories of an oak doing it on Albert Falls in a tournament, moving his braid down. Okay, that's 9-10 o'clock. So the cast is there. I like that idea of the 360 being a casting tool, an assistant. Can you do it on the charts? Yeah, of course you can. This is one of those times where anybody doing a video like this is just praying for that, not that little Mickey Mouse bite, you know, that little rat mouse bite, but that proper, and it just swims off with it. There we go, came over the tree now. Oh, there we go. Actually very close, it's right here. Unfortunately, there's nothing on it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to drive directly over it and see if there's anything on it. It's a little bit shallower. We're already in 16 feet. No, we should be fine. What we'll do is we're going to keep this one ready. I don't know if you guys ever watched that video by Mike Iaconelli when he talked about drop shotting like this. He said, don't leave your bait in the water. Get to where you know the fish are, and the minute they appear on your graph, as they call it in the States, your graph, bang, put your bait on them. Otherwise your bait could be over there somewhere. By the time you reel in and then drop again, that little shoal has moved on, or that big wonderful fish you're looking for has moved on. Can you see how clear that tree is now? You see our settings are definitely right on that 360. Can you see it? Geez, we were right on top of it, eh? We were very, very close to it. There's a fish sitting on top of it. Yeah, there's fish sitting right on top of it. Guys, can you see the benefit of the combination of the technology here? I like that. I really do. There we go. If you look at the chart, at my FishTec chart, can you see that standing timber shadow that's coming from sort of our 9:30, 10 o'clock position that comes our way? That tree was obviously standing up over there. When the dam went lower, and it did go quite a bit lower than what it is now, somebody must have come, grabbed it and pulled it in. Maybe just put a rope. Oh, there we go. Oh, that one caught me sleeping. This is really using your electronics to the maximum, doing what we're doing now. If I was a better fisherman, you would have seen a lot more fish by now. But you and I both know. Fishing, is, you can have all the electronics in the world. If you're not spending the time on the water with the old famous fishing pole in your hand, you can have your carbon live 16s, dual front, back 360s, live scope, live view. You can have what you want. If you haven't done this, then you end up in my situation that I'm in now, missing bites. And this is when the fish are plentiful. So when the fishing is tough, can you imagine? Okay, I think that first bite was my one chance I had at it, and I blew it. That was great. That worked. Didn't get a fish, but the idea was right. The technology was right. Let's try something else.